And good afternoon, I should say good morning, everybody. Rob Strauss, Kevin Schulz bringing you live Sterling baseball here from Campbell's Field in Camden, New Jersey. It's Sterling and Gloucester just about first pitch, just about to get underway here from Bobby Gurgenti for Gloucester.
This is the losers bracket game featuring Sterling and Gloucester.
First pitch to Brad Kite is in there for a called strike, strike one.
A nice day, Rob, today when it's considered, when you're looking at the fact that it's sandwiched in between 2 days that are crappy days, when you're talking about what we had yesterday with the rain and then what's expected for tomorrow, more rain, and even more rain on Monday. So we kind of lucked out here.
0-2 quickly to Brad Kite, the catcher, leading off here for Sterling. Swung on, hit right up the middle. That's going to be a base hit. Trying to dive there is Ott to try and save the base hit, but he cannot, so it's a leadoff single for Brad Kite. Now bring up Cole Eshelman.
And that's a nice piece of hitting by Kite. Good two-strike approach, getting his bat on the ball, puts it in play and gets a single, gets on base.
Lineup for Sterling, it's going to be Kite, Eshelman, and Blair leading off for the Silver Knights, looking to avenge a tough loss against Haddonfield just about 48 hours ago.
Yeah, that was a game where really nothing went right at all.
Eshelman shows bunt and draws it back, and then they throw from.
Didn't look that good earlier. It was overcast, very cold waking up today.
Pitch just missed outside and low for ball two to Eshelman. Brad Kite on first on the leadoff single, tying up the laces a little bit. So a brief delay in the action, but the 2-0 pitch from Gurgenti. On the way, showing bunt. Eshelman, did that hit him? It almost looks like it hit him. The pitch is going to get away from Massaro, and Kite into second base.
You almost get a sacrifice without sacrificing with moving the runner up.
So runner in scoring position, nobody out here. His pitch is high for ball four. A 4-pitch walk to Cole Eshelman, put runners on first and second with nobody out, and that brings up Tyler Blair, the left fielder.
And just like that, Sterling threatening with men on first and second with nobody out.
First pitch from Gurgenti, in trouble here early in the top of the first to Blair, in there for a called strike on the outside part of the plate. Kite on second, Eshelman on first. Here in the top of the first. The 0-1 delivery. Swung on and missed by Blair, strike two.
And this is what at times early on in the West Deptford game you saw Sterling was able to get base runners. But it was a game where they left runners on base, and obviously West Deptford took advantage of all the chances that they had in that game, coming away with an easy win.
Ott trying to keep Kite close on second base. Pitch way outside. Nice job by Massaro, the catcher for the Lions, to get out there and corral that. Backstop not as deep as it is at Sterling, but it's still pretty hardy.
Yeah, now that's a real good job by Massaro. It's tough enough to get down and block the pitch in the dirt, but one that's away like that, you really have got to get out there quickly, and that's what Massaro did.
Gurgenti ahead of Blair, 1-2. Pitch on the way. Nobody out here in the top of the first. Pitch swung on and hit little looper into right at the first baseman, Weatherly, and he snags it for the first out. Big out here for the Lions here in the top of the first.
Yeah, that's a huge out. I mean, the ball doesn't go to the outfielder. Runners stay where they're at. That's as good as a strikeout right there.
It's going to bring up Jason Bullock, the center fielder. Lefty steps in here with two runners aboard here, one out in the top of the first. Pitch from Gurgenti, high and outside, ball one.
Good job by Bullock laying off that. Bullock's been a little more selective this year, off to a good start.
Again, Kite on first, Kite on second, Eshelman on first after the walk. Pitch low and inside, ball two. Should Bullock get aboard, Jerry Healy, the DH, waits on deck. The 2-0 pitch. Now they're going to check back at Kite at second base. No threat there by Brad Kite to run, at least that time. Bullock awaits the pitch from Girgenti. Swung on into the ground right to second base. Ott scoops it up, bobbles it momentarily. He's going to not be able to get Bullock at first, and Bullock is hurt. Run will score. Kite will score all the way from second base, so error charged to, I believe, the second baseman, Ott.
Let the fielders make plays, and you get errors like that, and that's where you can take advantage of it. And Sterling right now just gets off to this 1-0 lead, which is a big start, but with the potential
1-0 Sterling on the error by Ott. Pitch high to Jerry Healy, 2-1.
Yeah, both Healy and Bullock are doing a nice job laying off those pitches that are close and making the pitcher work.
Girgenti winds and fires. Hit on the ground, this time again to Ott. He'll tag the runner, and they'll go to first base at Weatherly for the double play, and that's exactly what Gloucester needed. Second inning, it's going to be Kyle Smith, Brandon Jenkins, and Paul Gagnon for the Silver Knights. The 1-0 pitch swung on and missed by Kyle Smith. 1-1. Kyle Smith looking to redeem himself at the plate here after a rough inning defensively at third base.
Well, this is as a team, Sterling, defensively, or just as a team, at this point, you got to put that inning behind you. And this is a team that offensively, Sterling was able to get runners on the bases and definitely can produce offense. It's just a matter of forgetting what happened at this point defensively.
Smith swings on a pitch in the dirt, throws over to first to complete the strikeout. One down.
Top of the second.
Brings up Brandon Jenkins, playing first base this morning. He swings on the first pitch, loops it into foul territory, giving chase on his Weatherly, and he makes the catch. Nice catch by Weatherly there.
Where you throw under 10 pitches. And we have a real camera person coming here, Emily Kozaneski, to save the fledgling rookie, Mr. Schulz.
Brings up Paul Gagnon, the right fielder for Sterling, batting in the 8th spot this morning. Swings at the first pitch, 0-1. Low and away, ball 1. Now it's 1-1. Swung on and missed by Paul Gagnon, and now Girgenti really starting to get into a groove here. 1-2 with 2 out. No runners on, 2 outs here in the top of the second. Sterling trailing this one 2-1. Pitch high, 2-1. 2-2.
Same thing. I'll let you know. I'll give you a signal.
2-2 coming up to Gagnon. In there for a called third strike. Second strikeout of the inning and of the game for Girgenti, and Sterling goes down in order here in the top of the second. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left on. We're going to move to the the bottom of the second, 2-1 Gloucester. And welcome back to Campbell's Field, ladies and gentlemen. Rob Strauss, Kevin Schulz. Sterling and Gloucester playing at a neutral site, probably one of the prettiest neutral sites here in South Jersey. Great opportunity for these players to play on the big league field. 2-1 Gloucester in the top of the third inning. For Sterling, it's going to be Bobby Becker, Brad Kite, and Cole Eshelman.
The first year since the stadium's been open that you don't have the Riversharks here. Obviously, you've got Rutgers Camden using this as their home field.
Great reason to play your post-high school baseball at Rutgers Camden, playing on a field like this every time. That's a treat.
But I know, eventually they'll probably get another minor league team in here. It's just a matter of when that's going to be.
Called strike to Bobby Becker.
And I think when the Riversharks left, that was, I believe, in January or December. Yeah. Pretty late, and they really didn't have enough turnaround time to get a team in here this year. But I've got to think that next year they're going to have somebody in here. This is just too nice of a ballpark not to be used.
A called third strike to Bobby Becker. He goes down. So we're going to go back to the top of the order here in the third. It's going to be Brad Kite, singled to lead off Sterling's offense here in the first inning, and he scored Sterling's only run. Kite looks at ball one outside. Like you said, Julie, this is just a gorgeous facility here, and it's a shame that the Riversharks couldn't stick around longer. I know we got a chance to broadcast some games here with some of the students over the last 3 or 4 years, and that was a great opportunity for the students, but unfortunately I think it'll be back next year. Like you said, it's too nice of a facility to not have a minor league baseball team in here. It's a great for the community as well. A great way to, I know I brought my kids here a bunch to some of the games on a Friday night or a Saturday night.
And I think what even more so is going to bring people out is if you have an affiliated team with a major league team.
Kite ropes one into left field for another base hit. So Kite's 2 for 2, and he has a 1-out single.
You know, Kite doing a good job with the bat, getting on as a lead, well, not a leadoff hitter, but getting in this situation, but just turning on that pitch right there, hitting the ball where it's pitched. Sterling's just got to take advantage of the runners that they get on base. I mean, they got the one run across, but that was an inning where clearly it could have been bigger.
Brings up Cole Eshelman, swings on the first pitch and laces it into left center field over a leaping DiGiacomo. And Eshelman is aboard for the second time. So the top 2 hitters from the Sterling lineup, Brad Kite and Cole Eshelman, in consecutive plate appearances, getting on base first and second, 1 out.
Pretty much what they did in the first inning, on the pitcher, and like we said, continue to just get your bat on the ball.
2 on, 1 out for Tyler Blair. Popped out to first base. His only plate appearance in the first pitch to him. Well, curveball off speed. I don't know what you'd call that, Schulze. Either way, it didn't make the plate, but a weird pitch from up here.
He thought Blair was going to just look for a fastball first pitch, which in a lot of cases with 2 runners on, a high school pitcher is going to do that.
The 1-0, well outside. Massaro corrals it. So Gurgenti in a little bit of a jam here with back-to-back singles with 1 out, and they're going to have a little conference. Massaro going to go out to talk to Gurgenti.
Well, this is your opportunity here. You know, there's 2 ways you can look at it. 2-0, make them throw you a strike, but your 3-hole hitter, Tyler Blair, has an opportunity here to maybe get a fastball right out over the plate. So
meeting has concluded and play will resume. 2-0, 1 out here in the third inning. Sterling looking to tie this game up or potentially take the lead. The 2-0 pitch, well outside from Gurgenti. Now a real hitter's count. Should Tyler Blair get the green light here at 3-0? My guess is probably not.
Now Gurgenti just totally missed his spot right there. And that was about a foot outside.
Pitch on the inside part of the plate. That was a generous call from the home plate umpire. 3-1.
I mean, from back here, we can't see high and low, but we've got a perfect chance to see inside and outside, and that definitely was off the inside part of the plate.
3-1 to Tyler Blair. Well outside, and it's ball 4. That'll load him up for Jason Bullock, the center fielder. Bullock reached on an error by the second baseman. His only a plate appearance, and therefore a called strike. Again, that one looked kind of high and outside, but again, the wide strike zone from the home plate umpire this morning.
And it looked like that's that 2-seamer that goes away from the left-handed batter.
The 0-1 pitch to Bullock. Swung on and hit in the air to deep right field. Going back on it is Carasino, and he makes the catch. And tagging and scoring is Brad Kite. So the game is now tied. Sac fly for Bullock. Ties the game at 2.
Well, that's what he was able to get back there and get it. Just got under it a little bit too much. Jason Bullock, a kid with a lot of power who can really drive the ball, does his job right there. Brings up
Jerry Healy, the DH, grounded out to second, his first plate appearance. 2-2 on the sac fly RBI by Jason Bullock. Initially, Carasino, the right fielder, went in on that and then back and then retreated. I thought that would, like you said, Schulze, I thought that was going to go over his head as well.
Kind of took an odd route to it too, circled around a little bit.
Yeah. 1-0 to Healy. They check back on the runner at second base and Cole Eshelman.
Well, you want to keep the runner close because with 2 outs right here in a single, the runner's going to be breaking on contact, and a kid with Cole Eshelman's speed is probably going to score.
Hit in the air to center field, and not being able to make the catch is D'Agostino. 1 run is already across the plate in Eshelman. They're going to send the runner, and he's in there safely. Sterling gets 2 more, and they take the lead 4-2.
That's a real nice job by Jerry Healy, going with the pitch to the right side. And like we said, you know, even if the center fielder came up with it on a short hop, you had Cole Eshelman breaking on contact. Real big hit there for Jerry Healy to get 2 runs across.
And great base running as well by Tyler Blair, hustling around third base and sneaking in.
And you know what? A good throw would have had him, but
Yep.
I agree with Coach Hoffman in that situation. With 2 outs, if you got a chance, make them make a play.
Sterling takes the lead 4-2. As Kyle Smith steps in, he struck out his only plate appearance to lead off the top of the second. So Healy on first with the RBI single. And it's 0-2 to Kyle Smith.
Trigenti went with that breaking ball right at Smith in the first pitch, broke over the plate. And then there, the last 2, looked like a slide or a little bit of a cut, was thrown right down the middle, then broke to the outside.
4-2 Sterling after a 3-run third for the Silver Knights, taking the 4-2 lead. And the first pitch to D'Agostino hits him.
Getting the hitters to pop out, and you know, through a limited amount of pitches.
D'Agostino's on his way to second, easily getting in there, despite a nice throw from Kite, a little off the mark. You have to think that he's your guy there, stealing bases in consecutive on bases.
Good speed, and again, like we said, on the steal, he really got a good jump.
2-1 now to Girgenti. Once again trying to help his own cause. This time trying to dig himself out of a hole. Gave up back-to-back singles, which turned into back-to-back runs for Sterling on the RBI by Jerry Healy.
Faking the throw, or even a lot of times stepping off.
A hit and run was on there.
Vega, you know, and pitchers mix it up. Sometimes you'll use it. Sometimes you want to get a little more power on it. You go with the higher kick.
2-2 swung on and missed. Kite corrals it, throws over to first for the out, and D'Agostino's going to tag up and move to third wisely. Great base running there by D'Agostino.
He's going to take advantage of that play.
That brings up Steve Massaro, the catcher, who looks at ball 1.
But with
Struck out his only plate appearance in the first.
That being said, Rob, a nice job by Vega on the last hitter, especially in that last, a couple pitches right there were really located well on the outside part of the plate, and a good third strike throw there by Vega, the previous hitter.
Vega fouls one out of play. Let's get Bailey Adolph on that. Went right to her right, didn't even flinch. Another softball player. She's not going to be able to keep that one, Schulze.
Nah, it's got to go back.
1-1, low and outside, 2-1.
This is where if you're Gloucester, you want to either hit the ball to the right side or get a fly ball here with 1 out.
Called strike to Massaro, evens the count at 2-2 with 1 out here in the bottom of the third. Nick D'Agostino hit by the pitch on the first pitch of this inning. Stole second and then advanced on the strike him out, throw him out. And he stands on third base. Pitch hit in the air, a mile up in the air. Getting underneath it is Kite, searching around for it, can't make the catch. And they're going to say that is a live ball, and now they have Massaro stuck between first and second. And nobody covering first base, and he's in there safely. Now scoring is D'Agostino, a comedy of errors for the Silver Knights here. Puts one across the board for Gloucester.
And that was what you needed right there. If you're Sterling, you got a pop up.
Speaking of popping up, looper into center field. Bullock giving chase. Long run for Bullock, makes the catch for the second out for Massaro. And he's on his way to second, but he's going to have to retreat back to first on the foul ball.
I would say it was in a right field. It had to cover first.
Kite throws it right at Eshelman. Good job by Eshelman to back it up.
But obviously it's all for naught if you're not going to cover first. You leave a base uncovered.
Yep.
That pretty much takes care of that.
1-2 to Weatherly, the first baseman. So Vega ahead of the hitter here with 2 out, and a strikeout would be huge here. And Sterling can go into the 4th inning with the slimmest lead at 4-3. The pitch swung on and hit in the air to shallow center field, giving chases Bullock, and coming well off his mark from center field. Nice long run and a catch by Bullock, who had to get on his horse there. Gagnon was in the vicinity as well, but Bullock snares it for the 3rd out of the inning. But Gloucester gets one back. They get 1 run on no hits, no errors, and they leave 1 stranded. We're going to head to the top of the 4th, 4-3 Gloucester.
First off, we're saying these outfielders are playing shallow. I think it's just because the field is
so
big.
Deep. Yeah.
It's so deep compared to some of the high school fields. I mean, you're looking at a center field that's over 400 feet, probably 370 to the gaps, whereas on a lot of high school fields, you're talking maybe 350 to center. A lot of cases, maybe in some cases, maybe 310 to 320 to left, and the gaps aren't as big.
It's one of the great things about baseball. You can go to different parks all over the country and even around the South Jersey area, and everybody has different dimensions. And that's one of the unique things about baseball, as Gagnon looks at strike 1, or strike 2.
And that was the big thing about the newer ballparks that were coming into play. I know back in the 70s when you had,
and it's Gagnon loops one over, giving nice coverage there by Gurgenti to get over. It looked like he was a little slow to get over there. And
unique, and it's really a neat thing.
Even have the one, I believe is it Minnesota, that has the hill. Who's got the hill?
The hill, I think, I know, I definitely
It's a West Coast team.
Well, I definitely know that Houston had a hill there, but I think they might have gotten rid of theirs. But I think you're right.
It seems kind of dangerous as an outfielder, because especially if you're going back on a ball like that, you don't know where the hill's going to start. You could twist an ankle or a knee, or
you got to be careful.
Not a baseball genius, but doesn't seem very safe. 0-2 to Becker, who struck out his only plate appearance in the 3rd inning. Swung on, hit in the air. That's back towards us to our right.
Yeah, no question about it. And the view we have, I mean, we've been fortunate. We had the West Deptford game where the view is always very good there.
The 0-2 to Becker outside, ball 1. So 1-2 with 2 out here to Bobby Becker. Should he get aboard, back to the top of the lineup, Brad Kite, who has a pair of singles, scored 2 runs for Sterling so far. And the 1-2 pitch. High, gets away from the catcher Massaro. Nobody aboard. So it's 2-2.
That's one of those ones where it looked like Massaro was setting up low and away. If you're setting up low and away and you get a fastball way up high, it's tough to readjust that.
The 2-2 pitch. Called 3rd strike. Back-to-back strikeouts for Bobby Becker. He goes down looking again in consecutive innings. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left on. Move to the bottom of the 4th. Still 4-3 Sterling. Bottom of the 4th here from Campbell's Field. Rob Strauss, Kevin Schulz. 4-3 Sterling hanging on right now against Gloucester. It's going to be the bottom 3rd of the lineup for the Lions. Michael Keith, the DH, the third baseman Michael Cain, and then David Ott will round out the starting 3.
Well, Sterling's had a tough day in the field, but with all that being said, you're looking at a 4-3 lead, and that last inning could have been worse. But again, they still have to make plays moving forward. That's anytime you're in games, especially against better teams, if you give up extra outs, they're really going to take advantage of it.
Pitch inside from Vega, 1-1. Gloucester getting 3 runs on 1 hit thanks to 3 Sterling errors. Sterling getting 4 runs on 4 hits on 1 Gloucester error. The 1-1 pitch from Vega. Cold, bitter day, and I'm sure there's a lot of other adjectives as Keith looks at strike 2.
Well, just a rough day all around. Of course, Sterling beat Haddonfield that first game, but Sterling just in the field really couldn't do a lot of things, had trouble on the mound, and Gloucester from their end.
First base, his only plate appearance. Nice snag by Brandon Jenkins in foul territory.
You know, if you just look and throw over there a couple different times, that can shrink that lead.
The 0-1. They're going to bunt it. Nice bunt there by Cain. He's going to run over to first base, but a nice sac bunt by Cain to get the runner in scoring position. And Keith, he represents the tying run for Gloucester. Early day. Only 11 o'clock here. As Ott looks at strike 1. Nobody there.
That's that move where you're going to get, obviously you said, Rob, a runner with a little more speed and a better chance on a base hit to score.
Pitch in there for a called strike. 0-2 quickly to David Ott.
One thing Vega's done, you know, he's had some walks, let some runners on, but it seems like when runners get in scoring position, that's where he's made his best pitches, and that was a real nice pitch on the outside part of the plate right there.
The 0-2 pitch swung on, fouled back out of play. Now Vega ready. The 0-2 pitch, 1 out here in the 4th. Just missed, at least from our vantage point. 1-2. That looked like
That's been a strike at times today.
Yep.
There's no question about it. Vega really trying to work that outside part of the plate. Thought he had it there.
1-2 to David Ott. Swung on and hit softly to the shortstop Becker. Checks the runner back at second. And Ott is in there safely. Good base running by Ott to get aboard. And now there's 2 aboard with 1 out. And they're going for the bunt. Ball gets away from Brad Kite. Both runners will move into scoring position.
Really dominated the hitters in the 1 inning he was in there.
Well, they're going to stick with Vega for now. 1-2 pitch. Swung on and hit to third base. Smith scoops it up, fires over to first. Can't make the play again. 3rd error of the game for Smith will allow the run to scores. And Gloucester takes the lead 5-4. First pitch to D'Agostino. Ball 1 with DiGiacomo standing on second base, so a runner in scoring position again for the Lions.
And I think the biggest thing about D'Agostino in this game was not only getting on base, which he did a great job of, but what he's able to do once he's on base and putting pressure with his speed on the pitcher.
And base hit into left field. Being waved around is DiGiacomo, and then he stops. Third baseman holds him up. It would have been a close play at the plate, but yeah, you have runners on the corner, 1 out.
And that's a
for
nice
Bobby
job.
Gargenti.
Yeah, if Tyler Blair really coming up there quick, anticipating the runner possibly being sent home. And the third base coach kind of initially looked like he was sending him home, but thought differently of it because Tyler Blair really had a good jump on that ball coming up with a head of steam.
And it looks like this is going to be it for Vega. Nope, they're going to... Coach K going to go out there and talk to Vega. And what's Mr. K saying out there, Schulze, to Vega here? It's in kind of a jam here in the 4th.
He is, but he's...
And the first pitch, swung on, hit in the air to center field. That's an RBI single for Bobby Gargenti, and Gloucester extends the lead to 6-4. First pitch to him, low, ball 1.
Well, he's had a couple innings. The second inning was the inning where he didn't throw many pitches, but the other innings he's definitely thrown a fair amount of pitches.
Pitch on the way, high, ball 2. Back and forth game here from Campbell's Field. This time Gloucester on top by 2, and it's quickly 3-0 to Massaro. Get the green light here, Schulze?
I think so. You're up. You're having a big inning right now.
We'll find out. The 3-0 pitch from Vega to Massaro.
He was taken.
Now it's taken all the way there, 3-1. That's why we're in the booth.
Yeah. Well, that's something.
But you're a coach. I mean,
the 3-0, letting them hit, giving them the green light on 3-0 is something you might do only if it's the 3-hole hitter or the 4-hole hitter, which Massaro is the cleanup hitter.
3-1 pitch to Massaro. Foul back out of play. The windup coming shortly from Vega. Here it is, and the pitch. Runners are on the way, and swung on, hit in the air in foul territory. It's going to get out of play down the first base line. His credit this morning. The 3-2 delivery on the way. Runners are also on the way. Hit in the air to center field. That's Bullock giving chase and squeeze it for the out.
Runner getting thrown out at third.
First pitch on the way to Unitas. High, nice job by Kite to the 1-0 pitch. Outside, ball 2. And the 2-0. Again low. So back-to-back situations here for Vega where he's moved the count to 3-0. He was able to escape the last batter in Massaro. Let's hope he can do the same here against Unitas.
And these long innings, obviously, if you're up to bat, they're great. But if you're out in the field from a momentum standpoint, they can zap the life out of you. That's why, when you finally get out of them, you need your leaders just to pick everybody up, get everybody back on track.
The 3-0, and therefore called strike, 3-1.
And this is a game where Sterling down by 2 obviously can get back in it. I mean, you've got the top of the lineup coming up, and you've got the top of the lineup that's been able to get on base in this game. They've been able to score runs. You've just got to get out. Defensively, you've got to do what you need to do.
Called strike on the inside part of the corner of the plate. Unitas thought he had a free pass to first base there, and the home plate umpire says, hey, get back here.
Yeah, whether it's the inside corner or the outside corner, you don't know what you're getting. There's definitely been a little bit of inconsistency there today.
Third full count situation here for Sterling in this inning. Runners obviously on the way, hit into left field, but no, it's snagged by Smith to end the inning. Thought that was going to go over Smith's head, but Smith, a tall glass of water there at third base. But Gloucester gets 3 runs on 2 hits with a pair of errors by Sterling, and they leave 2. We're going to head to the top of the 5th. It's 6-4 Gloucester. Welcome back to Campbell's Field, bottom of the 5th. Rob Strauss, Kevin Schulz, 6-4 Gloucester. Gloucester looking to add to their lead. They've got 2 runs in the first, 1 in the third, and 3 in the fourth. And a new pitcher on the mound for Sterling, Jimmy Sales. Pitching now for Sterling. What's a scouting report on Jimmy Sales there, Schulze?
Well, Jim came in if you look at a line drive right there to left, and Tyler Blair eats it up for the first out. 1 pitch, 1 out. The nice thing that he has, and I saw this, I noticed this in the warm-up the other day, he's got a cut fastball that's a little bit less than his regular fastball, but has a it's not a big break, but a little subtle break on it, where a lot of pitchers at the high school level, and we're seeing it today, a lot of the breaking balls are slower breaking balls, might break a lot. This is a quick, tight break, and to me, that's a unique pitch that he has that you don't see a whole lot, and he does a nice job with it, and really came in and was the one pitcher who really dominated the Haddonfield hitters the other day.
The 6, 7, 8 hitters for Gloucester. Weatherly lined out to left field, as you just saw. It's Michael Keith now, the DH, staring at an 0-2 hole. Called third strike. Nice pitch by Sales to paint the outside part of the plate. 0 for 1 on the day, and the first pitch from Jimmy Sales. Low, ball 1. Wind up from Sales and the pitch. And once again, same pitch, same result. Low, ball 2. Hit foul by us. Kane loops it out of play.
Yeah. Delivery to the plate. Sometimes that can throw hitters off.
Off his mark there, high and away, 2-1. Oh, excuse me, 3-1 now to Michael Kane. Comes a 3-1 pitch. Sales again called on the inside part of the plate. Kane thought he had a free pass to first base, but once again the home plate umpire says otherwise.
Well, that one, we've had some requests, but that looked like that definitely caught the plate.
Yeah, for sure.
You don't help your case when you run the third base early.
Hit on the ground to Becker. Becker, long throw, and easy play there. Jenkins snags it for the third out of the inning. 3 up, 3 down for Gloucester here. We're going to move to the top of the 6th, still 6-4 Gloucester. Top of the 6th here. 6-4 Gloucester from Campbell's Field. Rob Strauss, Kevin Schulz. Sterling looking to come back here. They had the lead of 4-2 and a big inning by Gloucester. And that's where we stand right now, 6-4, and the first pitch on the way for Jerry Healy. It's going to be a 5, 6, 7 batters for Sterling, Healy, Smith, and Jenkins.
Healy coming up with a big hit in his last at-bat to plate 2 runs. Line drive to right center.
Gargenti still in the game for the Lions. Pretty good line for Gargenti this afternoon. 2-0 pitch inside, ball 3.
Has had a solid day. I mean, Sterling's gotten the 4 runs off him, but for the most part, he's been around the plate, and he's really smart about not giving the fastballs to a lot of the fastball.
Lead off 4-pitch walk. Kyle Smith steps in, swings at the first pitch. Strike 1, rough day, both offensively and defensively for Kyle Smith. 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts and 3 errors credited to him at third base today. The 0-1 pitch in the dirt and low, ball 1. Keep an eye on the runner at first base. Not sure who that is at first base for Sterling. Schulze, I don't know if you could see looks like 19 for Sterling.
That's, I believe that's Ryan Eshelman coming in to run. Ryan Eshelman's a key. I mean, if you ever want a base runner in there, it's Ron Eshelman. He's got a lot of speed. Really, he's always been fast, but I've been to the JV games where I've seen him leg out ground ball infield hits that normally a lot of kids, very few kids, would be able to leg out.
They check back on Eshelman. sliding back safely, 1 and 2 to Kyle Smith, the third baseman. Gloucester sticking with Gurgenti after the mound meeting. Smith, little roller right third base, and Weatherly scoops it up and take it himself, but a runner advances to second base.
Where he can get a fastball. This is an opportunity Sterling can have for Jenkins to really just drive one.
Huge opportunity here for Sterling as Eshelman's going to move up to third on the wild pitch. Huge opportunity here for Sterling to crawl within at least one here in the top of the sixth. Curveball swung on and fouled back against the screen. Evens the count at 1-1.
That's that breaking ball again at the inside part of the plate. Now, as I was saying, if he got a fastball, he's a fastball hitter, but obviously Gurgenti knows that. You got the breaking ball, the inside part of the plate. Look for him to go away right now with the breaking ball.
See if they pick up the Schul's scouting report here. The 1-1 pitch on the way. Outside.
Well, I went with a fastball. And if you're going to give Brandon Jenkins a fastball, you better make sure it's on the outside part of the plate because he can really turn on something middle in.
2-1 from Gurgenti to Jenkins. Jenkins loops one into right field, and making a running catch is Carasino. And Eshelman's going to hold up at third base. Huge out here.
To tag up on that play with the line drive and the right fielder having his momentum coming in towards home plate.
Had it been a pop fly, you may have had to play at the plate, but nonetheless, a line drive out. 2 outs here in the sixth, and the first pitch to Paul Gagnon, the right fielder, who's 0 for 2 on the day, is in there for a strike. Next pitch low. One and 1. That's C.J. Barrett in there now. Fouls one out of play up against the dugout. So Paul Gagnon's day is done. And it's going to be C.J. Barrett at the plate now, facing a 1-2 count.
Barrett, of course, has pitched. He's played first base.
Utility player. The 1-2 to Barrett. Swung on, hit on the ground to third base, making a diving stab is Kane. Can he get the runner at first? He does. Great play from Kane, diving to his left to get C.J. Barrett to end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and they leave one stranded. Head to the bottom of the sixth. Still 6-4 Gloucester. And bottom of the sixth we go. 6-4 Gloucester. It's going to be the 9-1-2 hitters for the Lions here in the bottom of the sixth. First pitch from Sales in there for what could be a double into left field. Legging around is Ott, and he is in there safely. A leadoff double by David Ott to start the bottom of the sixth to close it out for the Lions. Back to the top of the lineup for the Lions. Vinny DiGiacomo for the Lions. Squares around a bunt. He's not going to have to. It gets away from Brad Kite, and Ott moves up on the wild pitch.
Really has settled down, and other than you had the runner on Healy getting on initially, has made the right pitches and done a nice job out there throughout this game.
Also depends on how many runs, if any, they can put across the board here in the bottom of the sixth, give them a little bit more insurance. The 1-1 pitch in there for a called strike. I thought that was high and outside.
Yeah. Sterling having everybody up right here with nobody out.
1-2 swung on, hit on the ground right to the first baseman. Jenkins bobbles it momentarily and then throws it away. The run will score. DiGiacomo moves up to second on the error. Sterling's 6th error of the day. Who you charge that error to there, Schulze? We go to you for the official scoring.
You're going to have to charge that to Jenkins. Yeah.
E3 as D'Agostino looks at strike one. So it's 7-4 Gloucester here in the bottom of the sixth. D'Agostino scored a pair of runs, hit by a pitch, and singled this afternoon. And the 0-1 pitch is Brad Kite calls timeout before the pitch could be thrown. DiGiacomo stands on second base. They're reaching on the air. And it gets away, and again, a situation where Sterling saw that the other day against West Deptford. Hitting the gap into left field, an RBI single for D'Agostino, and it's now 8-4.
A pitcher, I believe he was an outfielder, and obviously made a career out of the knuckleball.
So the first pitch from McGahee, swung on, hit on the ground, right at Brandon Jenkins. He's going to take it himself, step on the bag for the first out of the inning.
Well, a good start for McGahee. Getting the first pitch out right here in the first out of the inning.
D'Agostino advances to second base, and Steve Massaro, the catcher, steps in.
And Rob R.A. Dickey, probably the most notable knuckleballer right now. I think he got drafted just as a regular overhanded pitcher, but switched to the knuckleball. But I don't, I'm thinking around the major leagues, and I could be wrong, but I don't know if there's many that come off the top of my mind that throw the submarine pitch.
Be tough as a batter as well to face a pitcher like this, as Massaro hits one on the ground to shortstop. Nice scoop there by Jenkins at first base to get the out, 2 away.
And this is more importantly keeping the ball down.
Gavin Unitas steps in now, the left fielder. 0 for 2 on the day. Reached on an error, looks at strike number 1 with 2 down here in the 6th inning. Already 2 runs across the plate, some insurance, if you will, for the Lions. Leading this one 8-4. Hit on the ground, foul down left field line. Nice job. Almost good. Runner on second base, and D'Agostino, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. The pitch from McGahee. Swung on, hit in the air to center field. Bullock doesn't really have to move much and secures the 3rd out of the inning, but Gloucester gets 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and they leave 1 stranded. It's won 8-4 against the Gloucester Lions. Rob Strauss, Kevin Schulz from Campbell's Field in Camden, New Jersey. In this Camden County Tournament consolation game, they're going to send out Gurgenti. Will the Lions here, looking for the complete game. I'm sure those 2 insurance runs had a lot to do with the decision.
Yeah.
First pitch from Gurgenti to Bobby Becker, fouled out of play.
Well, he's really settled in and been in a rhythm. We talked about it since the 2nd inning, and doing a nice job mixing things up, knowing who the fastball hitters are, really going at them heavily with the breaking ball. And if you do throw a fastball to some of those guys, it's on the outer part of the plate. Nothing they can really get the barrel on and drive, and he's really done a nice job for Gloucester.
Sterling hasn't gotten a hit off of him since the 3rd inning, where they put 3 across the plate. The 0-2 to Becker. Swung on, hit in the air to center field. D'Agostino giving chase among others and trying to dive for it as Carasino falls kind of into no man's land. We'll score that one a hit.
That Sterling is doing to hurt themselves, but maybe that's a sign of a possible light here at the end of the tunnel, or things going Sterling's way.
So the leadoff man is aboard. Now Brad Kite back to the top of the lineup for Sterling. Brad Kite, impressive afternoon for him. 2 for 3, pair of singles and 2 runs scored.
Well, that's the other thing with Becker getting on right here. You've got the top of the lineup, and that's where Sterling's had their success. That's where they've been able to get base runners.
2-0 to Brad Kite. We've seen Gurgenti work out of jams pretty much throughout this entire game. Sterling just not able to put runs across the board. 2-0 pitch in there for called strike. 2-1 to Brad Kite. Cole Eshelman waits on deck, I believe. Yes, he does. The 2-1. Swung on, hit down the line, right field, and it's foul. Becker on first base. On a leadoff hit. Curveball in there for a called third strike. 1 out here in the top of the 7th.
The one that goes over the plate and breaks to the outer part, and has really been locating it in different areas.
Cole Eschman steps in now. 1 for 1 with a pair of walks. Scored a run back in that big 3rd inning for Sterling. Becker on first base. Again with that breaking ball.
I believe Tyler Crumpton was throwing.
The 0-2 pitch from Girgenti outside. A pitch to waste there. I'm sure that looks like that was a pitch out all the way.
Yeah. And like you said, you had 0-2, so that was an opportunity to do that.
The runner on first base really means nothing right now. When down by 4 is Sterling. Again, gets away. And that's going to advance Becker over to second base. 8 strikeouts. Strong performance by Girgenti. First pitch swung on, hit in the air, foul. Into the seats.
Errors and just really not able to get anything going consistently on the offensive end. You know, you get base runners here or there, like you had Becker get on base here, but you know, and this is the one time that the top 2 guys in the lineup haven't been able to get things going. If anything, they've been the guys who've been really engineering or getting things going offensively. Weren't able to do it in this inning.
Girgenti, 1 strike away from complete game. He's got Tyler Blair in an 0-2 hole. Ball gets away. It's going to be a wild pitch as it gets away from Massaro, and Becker will advance to third base. 1-2 to Tyler Blair. 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. The wind and delivery swung on, fouled out of play. Count stays at 1-2. Jason Bullock waits on deck. Should Tyler Blair get safely aboard and keep this rally going. Although I don't think Gloucester's paying too much attention to Bobby Becker right now at third base. The 1-2 pitch on the way. Again outside, 2-2. Trying to get Blair to chase there.
Yeah, that was your head of the count pitch, just like you said. Throw it way out there, maybe you'll go for it. They definitely weren't looking to throw a strike there. It was your waste pitch.
The 2-2 pitch. Again. Outside, trying to get Blair to fish on that one. Becker holds at third base.
About a 5-minute ride.
Sure. Yeah. The 3-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. 9 strikeouts and a complete game effort by Girgenti. And Gloucester defeats Sterling 8-4.
Well, just an impressive day by Girgenti, and Sterling from the 2nd inning on just really weren't able to get things going. And you know, obviously there was issues in the field, and that played a big part in a lot of the Gloucester runs. And Sterling continues to slump, losing their 5th game in a row here.
Final lines on the game: Gloucester 8 runs on 6 hits, thanks to, in part, 5 Sterling errors. Sterling puts 4 across on 5 hits on 1 Gloucester error. And Sterling continues in a tailspin here in, I guess, the middle part of their season, Schulze.
And you really felt like this was your opportunity to kind of get out of it. This was a Gloucester team that Sterling played in the regular or in the preseason and pretty much handled. But you know, things change in seasons, and when you look at one team that's in a slump and the other team that's starting to play a little bit better, I think that's what you saw here today. And Girgenti did the job on the mound too. He just kept them off balance, really going more with a breaking ball than anything else. And when he did throw the fastball, it was out away and not giving the Sterling fastball hitters an opportunity to get the barrel of the ball on the fastball, and just a nice day by Girgenti.
Girgenti fans 9 Sterling batters, only walks 4. Not sure how many of the 4 runs were earned, but a spectacular performance by Girgenti here, and Sterling still looking for that momentum to carry them into this, well, maybe a playoff run, but they have their work cut out for them.
Well, you've got a big week coming up this week. I know to start things off, you've got a Paulsboro team that, in talking to a lot of people, is a team that's a little bit surprising when you compare them to some of the Paulsboro teams in the past, and have given some decent teams good games. So that's by no means a win, and they've got to find a way to get things going offensively, but I think more importantly to make the plays in the field.
So that'll do it here from Campbell's Field. Final score: Gloucester 8, Sterling 4. I'd like to thank the Campbell's Field staff for putting us up here in the press box, and for everybody watching. For Kevin Schulz, I'm Rob Strauss. Your final score, once again, Gloucester 8, Sterling 4. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.